we really wrote carnivore-ish is because we somehow live in a time, we're in a time and place right now where telling people to eat an animal protein focused diet is either extreme or sneered at or ignored. It's crazy when you think about like the history of human beings and that we've always eaten that way. And if you go walk and look at the healthy cookbook section of your big box bookstore, it is virtually all plant-based. It's all vegan, vegetarian cookbooks. And it pisses me off because I think there needs to be at least some semblance of balance. Even if any of us agreed that plant-based was a good idea, the lack of balance is so problematic for our collective health, but it's just animal protein focused because it is revolutionary right now somehow to tell women that animal protein and red meat is good for them. They should eat more of it. We're doing a massive disservice to women who are buying these cookbooks, who are going into the healthy food section because they want to be healthy and they want to provide healthy food for their families. And all they can find are vegan salad recipes. I work more specifically with women who are trying to build muscle and who are trying to get stronger. And they've been told their entire life that you have to restrict how much you eat, that being the smallest you can be is the priority always. And they're trying to build muscle tissue while eating restrictively and eating low protein. And it's really hard to kind of like unlearn these things that they've been taught for their entire life. The idea that eating more, eating heavy protein, as people call it, like animal protein, these heavy foods are actually going to make you look better, lose weight, build muscle, feel better, have a better cycle, have a libido, like all of these things. It shouldn't be revolutionary, but apparently it is. If we're speaking about like women's unique physiology and needs, like cycling women who are having a monthly cycle and a period, we have extra requirements for things like iron and magnesium and copper and all of these things that we are physically like losing out of our body every month. And the best way to get that, again, bioavailability, is through red meat, is through animal sources. Your hormonal health, a lot of people and a lot of like really hard charging like female athletes and stuff, we see these things like the female athlete triad or like women losing their cycles. And it's almost like this like badge of honor of like, I'm working so hard or I got this lean, I'm losing my period. That is a massive sign that your body is not functioning properly and is telling you that it's like in survival mode essentially. And you don't have to want to become pregnant for that stuff to matter to you. It's a really, really big warning sign that your body isn't functioning properly. It's like a semantics thing too. I think that we don't understand like the terms that we're using a lot of the time. Like people, I joke, I rail all the time on social media about the word toned and how stupid it is and how no one really knows. Like we think toned means like, I don't know, have this like lean Pilates body or whatever. And that if you eat less and if you do yoga all the time, you're going to look toned. But like body composition, as we all know, is about building up that skeletal muscle so that when you lose whatever the desired amount of body fat is, you have this like pleasing fit shape, right? And that's going to look different for different people. But so many women, they don't prioritize the strength training and they don't prioritize the protein that's going to build and support this skeletal muscle. And so they work really hard to lose the fat by doing this chronic cardio and eating plant-based, and they get to a certain size and they're not happy with how they look because we're misunderstanding what that body composition, what that look and what it takes to get there. Yeah, I mean, it's like literally the only advice I give to pretty much all women across the board, like trying to get my period, trying to get pregnant, trying to build muscle, trying to lose weight. It's like eat more protein. Personally, this isn't necessarily ideal for everybody, but personally, I'm usually trying to do a little bit more than 1 gram per pound of lean mass. So somewhere between that number and 1 gram per pound of like actual body weight. So, if I'm 130 pounds, but I have 108 pounds of like lean mass, or, for example, I'm trying to eat like 115, 120-ish grams of protein per day. And if I'm in like a hard charging muscle building phase, I might up that a little bit. I mean, I know there's plenty of studies out there that kind of show if you're going to overeat something, protein's the thing to do because it's much less likely to be stored as fat. You're just not going to gain weight overeating protein the same way you would eating the other two macros. And also, it's like such a high satiety thing that like you really don't have to worry about chronically overeating protein. Like as delicious as steak is, you're just not going to overeat that all day, every day. It's so satisfying. So, but it also like ebbs and flows, right? Like it's more about kind of consistency over time and about addressing what your immediate goal is. Like, are you looking to lose a ton of body fat? Are you looking to build muscle? Are you training for something? Things are going to change based on your goals, but that's a decent starting point, I think.